Hi there. So I began the stream by playing a 3-minute ad break to I wanted to expedite it so it doesn't play like right after I actually start the game. But it's still telling me that another ad is going to play in like a minute and a half. I thought that by playing it manually I had cancelled the one that was coming up, but no clue how that works. So I assume another ad will play soon. If that's the case, I'll just not do anything important while that's going on. I have a new Digimon message. The ad's gonna play soon. Sometimes this thing is inaccurate, but in any case, I'll see. In the meantime, I'll decide who I'm taking for this DLC campaign. There is no father that I can convert. At least Omega Mon's art, since he was a Digimon from the last DLC that I made but never actually used. And I should elect a couple data types. Now I think that break has started. There's like a unspecified delay between Steadybot whining about the other to actually playing. In any case, if Nad is not playing, as always you can let me know. I was looking for a vaccine type. Maybe I could just Phoenix more a bit. A new Akashic Vector has emerged. Like you to investigate it again. Sounds like this will be the same difficulty as the last DLC, which means it will be easier since I'm a bit stronger after beating the last one.
新たなアカシックバックドア。つまりまたあのデジモンが断りを歪ませている。前回と同じように討伐をお願いするわ。
Oh, that's it, and this seems to be the exact same map as the one from the previous episode. You started me to go towards that tour, but what happens if I go to another one? Nothing. Hi there, kiddo. Now, that's different. I mean, just a lightning change, but still. And Lucimo of all things to be the random battle in this one. Is vaccine type in this one? Which means Omega already has to go, I think. Yeah, he would be weak against vaccine, but the Dark Element evens it out. Can barely see him with this lightning. Wonder if this is a sign that this episode will prioritize using data types, because that would be nice. I mean, most bosses in the normal game are virus, that makes it harder to use data types a lot. Also, I can get Lucima's fodder in this area. But like before, there is no minimap here. Looks like the same rule again. It's probably a puzzle here. Just say how I have doors that going back to one another. This is literally like a Scooby-Doo chase scene kind of place. As I just told me to analyze, but I'm not finding anything. Still nothing. Maybe I have to strike something. Did I come back where I came from? Or do I have to kill this one? I should put a third data Digimon depart after this if there's gonna be so many of this or so. If you can access this DLC before you beat this story, this can be actually a pretty good place to get to Simon early. You'll just come here, do this first part, and then go back just to get his scan data. But nothing's changed after I killed him. And they respawn, so really I think there is no point on fighting them. Maybe we should try using analyze. This is analyze, right? Or am I forgetting something? Okay, this story is colored differently when you use analyze, so maybe that was the answer. No, I do it again. That one. So this is where Taizokai Mandalas from, is one of the skills from the Kozuhamon. For some reason that term was on my head lately, and but I forgot where it was from. I was thinking that was somewhere in Asuma 11 he said, so I had forgotten about. Now, what's the significance of all this Luximon?
時空も切り崩となって消え去れ。天上天が唯が独尊。その程度のこけ脅しで俺様がひるむとでも。アブソーフラッシュ番長パンチ。
Why did I think I wasn't even in the reach of that question?
やっぱりパラレルモンが
Paramount has created another Akashic Vector. It's gonna be
前回同様に駆除する必
a
要が
recurring villain then.
よろしくお願いするわね。
Oh, Megamon's also back.
気がついたか。お前を引っ張ってここまで連れてくるのは大変だったぞ。俺様は番長レオモン。お前は
He also might pop up. He is in the game, I think. Like in the base
お
game.
前もパラレルモンのせいでここに飛ばされたんだろう。一つ提案だが、元の世界に戻るために力を合わせない。無論どこの馬の骨かもわからんやつとは組めないだろう。お互いのことを知るには拳で
I bet we're gonna fight
手っ取り早い。
As way of knowing each other. This was a terrible boss in Cyber's Wolf when you fought him. Just hope he doesn't work the same way he did in that
夢を
game.
見ているのでしょうか。謎のデジモンパラレルモンを追跡中。相手から光線を浴びてこの真っ白な空間に。私は一体
And this is Sirocco, but I guess from a timeline where she never grew out of being an IRL streamer. That's only the young one that did that in this story.
人間脅かさないで。っていうかあんたは嘘でしょ。結城さん、今までどこ行ってたんだよ。てっきり死んだとばかり。あ、そうか。私
Crossover into the afterlife. You've been reading too many light novels.
ごめん、全然話が噛み合わない。今、主要都市のほとんどが機能していないんだよ。週末に向かってカウントダウンが始まっている。ほとんどの人間が諦めて、その瞬間を待つだけ。それなのに、あなたはどこで何をしていたの？言動を伺っている限り、彼女はあなたと
Bounce on a different time and space, I figured.
アカシックバックドアを放置していると、こういうことが頻繁に起きてしまう。時空の歪みが多く
Looks like that to account for the fact you won't necessarily play the DLC in order, they're gonna just repeat the explanation from last time of how this works.
混乱するのもわかるぞ。
Bet to meet another Para World ignoring the Aigamon later.
時間や空間をねじ曲げるようで、俺様もあれに巻き込まれてここに飛ばされた。ここはみんなで拳を合わせてパラレルモンを倒さないか。
そうね。ぼーっとしていてもしょうがないし、私の動画を待ってくれてる人が今もいる。なんとかして元の世界に帰らないと。仮にここがあの世だとしても、史上初めてあの世を映像に収めた動画配信者になってやるわ。
パラレルモンを完膚なきまでに殴り倒す。そのためにはまだ戦力が足りない。奴が目覚めれば拳を貸してくれるだろう。おそらく同じように別世界から飛ばされたのだろう。
Nameless White Warrior. You really think we don't know what this Digimon is called?
状況が飲み込めぬままパラレルモンに襲われ、それを その白き戦士が救ってくれた。力を使い果たしたのか、そのまま昏睡状態となった。恩に報いねば男が廃る。番長の威信にかけて借りは必ず返す。
あなたキャラが立ってるわね。すごく数字を稼げそう。オカル東京 TV とコラボしましょう。名付けて番長と行く台湾旅冥府編。
コラボとは何だ。
ジャンルの垣根を越え
Say
て
collab.
拳と拳をグータッチ。あなたの戦う姿が視聴者を勇気づけると思う。
よかろう。グータッチ成立だ。この学ランがたなびく様をフレームに収めるがいい。実は一緒にここへ飛ばされた他の仲間がいる。白き戦士を目覚めさせる方法がないか。
Boomer, he has a fashion sense of one.
そいつも戻ってこない。パラレルモンに襲われているのかもしれん。これから迎えに行く。一緒についてきてくれ。
So I don't have to fighting after all. I'm glad because I said he was a terrible boss in Star Wars Wolf. That's because he had a very strange gimmick to him. After he got his HP past a certain point, he'll do a special attack where he ignores like the turn order, and he'll one-shot your party one by one until you only have one Digimon left. And if you try to revive any, he'll just do that again until you're down to one again. The point is that they want the fight to become like a duel, just one of your Digimon versus him. But the game doesn't really communicate that well, so I just kept trying to revive my party and watch them getting one shot over and over. And I think in that game you use up a turn if you use a revive item. You can't attack in the same turn. I also think there was a glitch in that fight where... In that fight you have a quest character who's immortal, just like in this game. In your party. So it could happen, I think, that the game thinks you still have two Digimon with you because of the immortal quest. So Banchonemon kept using his one-shot punch. And unless he aimed for the quest every time he was immortal anyway, you would just lose the fight because he attacks your last remaining Digimon. I get the game over if I try to fight him. I did kill him once already. He just sends me back. I'm glad I learned how to sprint like right towards the end of the campaign. This is a Scooby-Doo chase sequence. So I don't think I'm supposed to go around him. The thing where our door will be in different colors is not happening here anymore. Oh, that's a nice effect. It's not the actual map of the Shibuya, just a parallax of it essentially.
あなたの知っている新宿とは限らない。気をつけるといいわ。
A série Shibuya Shinjuku.
今私の眼前に広がっているのは
Also, whenever they start like explaining things that I already saw in the last episode, I'm just gonna skip the dialogue, because why bother?
私がいた世界はこの景色が失われてる。
そうか。それは難儀だったな。
多分そこの女性は世界崩壊が始まった未来。新宿インフィルの
You sure which the global class has already started?
パラレルモンが活動を活性化させたのはあなたたちが新宿インフェルノと呼ぶ事象が原因よ。あれが起きた後、時空乱流が頻発。それを利用することでパラレルモンは力をつけていった。
あたいたちを早く元の世界に返しなさい。覚悟。いけるぞ。
行くぜ。ドラゴニック。
Oh wait, seeing Automon. I was gonna say that we could go get some burger later. I mean, it's probably most of a completely populated world, but maybe the ingredients are still there and not expired yet. Ouch.
頼んだ。やるわ。ニードルファイブ。頼む。いけ。
I can actually use you. She's getting 3 attacks now, so she might target rapturing one of them. Have her counter up. That's very physical attack though. You thought the ally would be a Dark Dramon. Why would that be exactly? I'm not tuned into the lore of the bunch of Digimon. Nice. Digimon that kills this bunch of Lemon to become Kiasmo. Oh right, I didn't remember that. I think she is like if she decides to target one Digimon in 2 attacks, they're gone. Oh, Zinshabi's debuff would really help, but now she needs to use return to heal. Can I put her to sleep? Oh, I can. Nice. But she just ignores that. What's with the bunch of Digimon's bosses and breaking the rules of the game? Because I just talked about a bunch of Leomon's bosses before. Nobody here can revive, so I just have to resort to depths as well. I should have stopped to rapture like right there. Forgot to have this revived there. Again, that's it's dangerous to go straight knockout. And I got there on a debuff, should make it easier. Ah, that was a magic attack, so it didn't proc the counter. Doesn't look like one. As I chose the wrong skill there, should have been love you. I like his design too. This game is actually what's introducing me to a lot of those other forms of Omegamon. I didn't follow like more recent Digimon a lot, so I wasn't familiar with it. Though I assume this form is pretty old already. Hit there again. Oh, Raptor still has their counter up. Last time finding out just how good Steady Bot is to filter out spammers, because that's the second one it bans in this stream. Oh, Raptor does not have a revival. Oh, that's when she had one. I should have done the thing where I see what the boss's type is first, and I reload the save and make your party full of the type that counters the boss. It's a bit too late to know that. I might have to do it, because I'm gonna run out of revive items here.
行くよ W やっ
行くぜドラゴニックインパクト
I think Shabby has revived though.
おおブレイザーだ
行くよアブソリュートテリトリー行くよツインペダルはっ
If I had Taunt on Zwart, that would help a lot since she's not doing a lot of damage to him. I guess the problem is having Digimon with low defense in this fight.
行くぜドラゴニックインパクトおおブレイザーだ
行くよ W ツインペダルはっ
So bring a party of the type that counters the boss, plus have 3 high defense and 3 high spirit ones.
はあドラゴニックインパクトマイルブレイザーだ
行くよアブソリュートテリトリー
Never mind, that was a... maybe that was a crit?
頼んだ行くよツインペダルW 行くよツインペダルやっ
I'm gonna have a lot of HP sprays. But Zwart is out of SP.
アルティメットストリーム
あーニードルハイブ行くよ W やっメタルはっクロスアーツ発射あーニードルハイブ頼む さあ
了解おおブレイザーだ
W
感謝する
やるわニードルハイブ
Just one more hit. Maybe I risking it with Shabby? Never mind, she's gonna have type disadvantage. It's not gonna be enough to kill Lilimo.
行くよピースファンタジア行くよアブソリュートテリトリーやっ
おおブレイザーだ落ち着け
Also, Bunch Lemon didn't even take part in that fight,
なかなか
despite being with me.
心配したぞ
ごめんよ急に道が塞がっちまってつうかそっちの人間たちは
女番長登場すっごい絵面だわ
異なる時空に飛ばされた者同士で拳を合わせるいいじゃないかあたいも賛成だそういえばこの奥の部屋に妙なものがあった一緒に調べてみる価値はあると思う
よし行ってみよう
we're gonna find out what happened right at the start after we got to the digital world for the first time, I guess. Really, since we're messing with timelines in like parallel worlds in this DLC, that really should have been an excuse to show an adult Inori because we never saw that in the game. Where is she going exactly? It's like a an inescapable maze. Okay, another boss gonna come up, so I'll see what type they are and do what I should have been doing. Have to get something out of the way first. So the two of you fighting, I don't have to get involved, right? It's just between you two anyway.
どういう理屈？真の番長はどちらか。異世界タイマン。果たして勝者は？
You want to be... nice stay on the... I can't show my cursor on the screen, but check out the agent's face on the left. Oh, she's gone. And we have to get involved for no reason. Also, it's a free type, so I guess I don't have to change my party. Actually, I think I'll have to do it because my damage is really lacking here. Yeah, I'd rather do that. Looks like for this one I'll have to just bring out my actual strongest Digimon. Do I still try to prioritize ones that I haven't used last time? I did use Yorochi, but that was as her debut. I could use her more. Oh, it is a free type, so I could try using my tank this time. And I could use another Digimon with Revive. That was a problem with a bunch of Lilymon. I had forgotten both of Yorochi's special attacks are AoE, so she's better whenever there's minions to deal with. But I forgot that using Taunt doesn't do anything against AoE attacks. It's not like in Dragon Quest Monsters where it will do direct all the hits to the member who taunted. And I remember her poison was very powerful last time. If it works in this boss as well. Is immune to it. Excellent. Yes, Sway was one of my most powerful physical attacks. That attack isn't even strong against him, like element-wise. Still dealing more damage than anything else after it. That's a probably almost every RPG where... Probably with like status effects where... random battles are too short for them to be useful, like for you to play the long game like that. And the bosses where they would be used for immune to it. This game is slightly better because from what I've seen playing this is that bosses will be immune to some status effects but not all of them. So say he is immune to poison, but maybe the Lilymon I just thought wasn't if I had tried that on her. But you will have to keep trying status effects until you discover what works. Even without Inside Down, I have to hope he doesn't use that attack twice, because it's enough to kill him from full HP.
頼むまあ大丈夫かやった
行くぞ究極天神放流剣
あーグレイスランス
ビースファンタジア
Once again, Rapture can't revive her. I can't really stop her from dying if I just use Grace to Lance every turn, because I guess he does have his magical attacks, but they're much weaker than his physical ones. And that's the only thing that could have killed Rapture if they counter up.
究極天神放流剣
まあ行くよラブユーやったいけるぞクラスラート発射
Nice, I got to heal before he acts. Thanks to his speed buff.
究極天神放流剣
あーニードルハイブ行くよラブユ
究極天神放流剣
Still waiting for a bunch of Lemon to use whatever his special skill is, like with the unique animation.
行くよビースファンタジア
Nice. That was his worst attack. Again.
グレイスランス
I love how the AI doesn't learn their lesson, like he tries to attack the Digimon with the counter again, twice in a row.
行くぞ究極天神放流剣
まあ行くよ
ビースファンタジ
あーグレイスランス
Finally. I think that was the same skill he'd use in Cyber's Roof to one-shot her fire.
頼む
But this, the animation has been zoomed up here.
究極天神放流剣
Oh, he's not even to wind. Nice. Why are they looking for his skull level? And we skip straight to the next one. I also miss Mervamon. I really regret to like not making her during the playthrough. I wait until the post game. Because for some reason Mervamon in my head didn't look nearly as interesting as she actually does. I wonder how different my party would end up being if like if I replayed the game from the start with the foresight of everything I learned. Especially if I should have done out the side quests ASAP so I could get Megas much earlier than I actually did. Next is the heliport from the start of the game. Don't think I know that one.
知らぬデジモン
Neither does he.
お前もパラレルモンの光線を浴びたのだな、なぜ何も答えない。なるほど、学ランを身にまといしもか。
Thematically it looks a bit like
多くを語るのは
the fusion from Apollomon and Dianamon. I think it's Grace Novamon. The Ice and Fire team.
拳で語れ。敵か味方か、それで伝わるだろう。
なんか物騒なことを言い出したんですけど。
なるほどな。こいつは間違いなく番長だ。俺様怠慢なら受けて立とう。しかしせめて名を名乗れ。番長ゴーレモン。
A bunch of Golemon. I would never have guessed.
番長レオモンだ。悪いがやるからには手加減できんぞ。お前の言う通り、喧嘩ほど自分を表現できるものはない。
And this is the talking, but I don't think you're gonna like this conversation. Thought that's gonna be a bunch of Mammon. He will show up eventually. I also don't remember this one from the marketing.
番長は黙って拳で語り合え。果たして二人の心は通じ合うのか。
Virus, time to come back with a vaccine party. Would be convenient if the game like gave you a chance to review your party setup before a boss fight started. Since they look like I'm bringing Chris Novamon to this one. Let's with this. He doesn't do nearly as much damage as he did to Sing Moon with the same attack. I feel like this will be a much faster fight. You have to finish before the incoming out plays in 2 minutes. And I really like the design of this one. I think I'll make one after I'm done with the episode. Although to me he looks more like he should be an ultimate. I think he's a Mega. I don't know. I think he didn't target shoving that one. One day I would like to finish off a boss with this fantasy of like the you're at most 60 damage it deals if you have attack advantage. How does this keep on working? I think it's going to end like the final boss where it cycles between a bunch of quests. Right, to make my dream to produce anime come true, I went door to door, pitching to several different companies. Since when did she want to do that? Uncover my pitch deck. Oh, she created the Agent Alpha anime from the future. Yeah, because if that's true, I think that's another range to the pile of that anime and how it affects the main character. Where like the main character is made on the image of Agent Alpha because you know his brother, like that anime. But then if Agent Alpha only exists as like a consequence of Inori disappearing in the past, how does that circle back to the plot? I don't know, time travel drivel. Now I think it's gonna be a bunch of Mamemo. I think it's the only one left. It's a little bow with flames. I wonder who that could be.
気づいたかこの学ランに
ああ、そいつはおそらくよくできたパチモンだな。
A fake.
いるんだよたまに。おめえみてえに学校から入るにわか野郎が憧れんのは勝手だが、この学ランは簡単には手に入らねえ。俺のが本物だとすりゃ、お前のは偽物以外にありえない。
待て
Saying gathering that the lore is that there only one of these bunch of Digimon can exist at once in normal circumstances.
問答無用でパチモン山割り、番長たちの熱い対マンが始まった。
Is that it? So my party will do terrible against this one. I have to go back. Unless there's character reverse, but I'm not sure anybody in this party has it. Well, one thing I'm not lacking is virus types. They're a group like the Arknights, but yeah, they keep accusing one another of having a fake Gakuron as if there's only one that's like genuine. The one status effect that always seems to work is the injury from Alice. And that's almost never useful because most bosses can't heal anyway. I'm lucky it's not resist to dark, otherwise my party would suffer against you. You know, we were just playing a game yesterday where Yuki is a character that actually looks like me. Now I'm back to the final form of Lucimo Yuki. Inazuma Eleven has a Hisatsu, a shooting Hisatsu called Devil Burst, and I will let you guess what it looks like from its name. Maybe I should give that to Yuki in that game to pay homage to this Lucimo. I should be pretty easy. I think you can just get it from the shop. I haven't unlocked. Whenever I play that game again, I'll try to remember to do that. This boss fight cutscenes having no voice acting is really throwing me off. Would it have been that much extra work? Yeah, the only thing this DLC is add asset-wise is the Digimon anyway, like all the maps are recycled. Now this is the actual start of the game. The day here anime was presented to the public, so when you begin Time Strange you have that animation with the two agents and Digimon. So they're saying that was supposed to be the premiere of the anime that got interrupted by the earthquake and everything. Wait, if that was the premiere, then how come actually, I think none of that makes sense, because Inori's brother was a fan of Agent Alpha. That's a big plot point. But if this is saying that Hiroko creates Agent Alpha as an adult, that's like long after Inori's brother has died. So somehow she creates the anime, then it goes back in time to when Inori's brother was alive and they were young. That's what I gather. Or maybe it's not Agent Alpha, that's some other anime and I just conflating the two. But she did say she models the main character after the agent. Like the protagonist. Maybe it's the case of Kamen Rider Super Sentai. Oh yeah, and when you go to Inori's house in the past, she has Agent Alpha posters in her room. Which granted the characters in that poster look different from the ones in the opening animation of the game, so maybe it actually is two different shows with just very similar characters.
違うと思う。
眠っている間も全て見ていた。例えばお前たちの決闘もあの空間に黒い水晶があっただろう。私の意識もそこに封じ込められていたのだ。
And this Omegmon sounds different from usual. He doesn't have the double voice he normally gets.
私の体と意識はそれを保つために利用された。抵抗することもできず、エネルギーだけが奪われ続けた。しかし、そこに突然変化が起きた。私のように力を吸われていた者は他にもいたように思う。ある一人がそこに加わるのを感じた。しかし、その者の意志はあの気候の支配に抗い続けた。ひたすら叫ぶ声が聞こえたのだ。自分の声を大切な人に届けたいと。その声の主は
私？どうして？
確かにお前はずっと動画を記録しているな。記録を届けたい誰かがいるということだろう。
でも私そんなことできるような
Oh yeah, speaking of her, we still haven't met Inori in this episode.
ここでは単純な強さは無関係。パラレルモンとこの空間は願う心を取り込んでいたようだ。例えば誰しも過去に戻りたいと願うことがある。そういう性質を利用して奴は時空をねじ曲げている。ただお前の願う心はパラレルモンの想定以上だったのかもしれない。
意志の力と腕力は関係ねえ。大事なのはハートの強さってことじゃねえか。
I noticed that those red marks on his face making and I can't use the cursor here, but they make him look like a golf ball. Wonder if that's on purpose. Not a golf ball, like tennis ball.
私にもわからないわ。ただいくつか推測は立てられるけれど、この空間が他者のエネルギーで駆動しているなら何か影響を与えることが可能かもしれない。そして制御機構が
It draws on your desires. What happens if we... Oh yeah, baseball. I got it wrong twice. So yeah, baseball makes sense that it's on purpose. He uses baseballs as a weapon. If this roll draws from wishes, then if we wish Paramount to be dead really hard, does that happen? Hi there, Knight. It's been fun. I already know one Digimon I want to make from this DLC. That one on the upper left, that's Bancho Golemon, who I never knew was a thing up until today.
時空の逸脱者パラレルモンを打ち倒し共にここから脱出しよ
う。いよいよ決戦。あたいも拳がうずいていたところさ。
傷は癒えた。いつでも行けるぜ。
休息は十分。
豆門連合の意地を見せてやる。
お前たちの心意気は受け取った。しかし何か
The only bunch of part about thing is the cape that says Gakuran, but you can't even see it properly from the front.
私は行かせてもらうぞ。起きたばかり。体力が満ち
And he has like writing on his body like the other stuff, I guess.
見た知識がおそらく役に立つ。
ではあと一人か。
I guess we really won't see Aigamo in the Norin Tesson unless they show up at the last minute. I can choose like only one of them. Also, the game draws attention to their types, which I guess is going to come up in the boss. I'll save first just in case. Now, normally I would go for Bancho Lelemon now, but there's something about her that puts me off. I think it's the way that her body looks too like human-like when her face is very alien-looking. Something about that is a bit uncanny to me. Most other humanoid Digimon like that will have like a mask or a helmet. She just has her very inhuman looking face. With the normal Lilymon, I don't have this problem because her outfit already looks like pretty out there. Doesn't look that human-like. I don't fight the boss right away. There's some random battles. By the way, Knight, this when you begin this DLC, there's some rooms where you fight a bunch of Lucimon as random battles. The root one. She uses a plant yo-yo. She does as one of her special attacks. And her other one has her doing like a kick combo. I was talking about if you access this episode before you beat the game, you can potentially get to Lucimon much earlier than you're supposed to, because you're just farming in the first few rooms and then you go back, since you can leave at any time. I got this one as fodder just now. Are we using Hiroka as a sacrifice? Hey, what's that? Why is there a bunch of tiny parallel mode? They look so silly. I think if they wanted to do this, they should have gone through the trouble of making whatever his baby form is and using that instead in this room. Instead of just shrinking the model, they look like action figures. I just have to touch this thing and they're all gone. Spade farm would be similar to Diaboromon's. I was thinking of that as well. I think this is supposed to be the same effect as in the second Diaboromon movie, where a bunch of his baby form like floods the city, I think. Totally feels like it should have been Paralamon's baby form there. No, I just do that 4 more times. He's a virus, right? So I put my vaccine party back on. A horror game without the horror atmosphere. I imagine they're playing, I don't know, Slender. Then there's one room where it's a bunch of little Slenderman. You and his mom went to the movie theater to see the new Agent Alpha movie. I was the one who gave them the tickets. I think this indirectly confirmed that Agent Alpha and the anime she came up with are not the same. Which makes sense, the characters were different between them. Even the main character is even afraid she's like annoyed at Paralamo. Shabby really should have gone for a heal there. I tried to dribble past him, but it didn't work out. I with the focus though. Now half of them are gone. Hey, they're in the other dungeon where we had to go in circles a bunch of times. I'm getting Paramount camera just to wait and see. It's their content brain taking over. Steadybot says another ad is going to play, but I found out they're not always accurate. So an ad might or might not play in a moment. In any case, I think it will be over before I get to the boss. I can one-shot them. Let their most fervent wish flow into that crystal. What's she gonna wish for? We're not done yet. Back from that, the Twitch says it still has 20 seconds to go. However that works. I guess it will slightly like change it depending on when you tuned into the stream.
お前が届けようとする声しかと聞き届けたぞ
パラレルモンの情報を持ち帰れば私の願いは叶うかもしれない。時空を超えた配信者になって祈りたちに声を届ける。そのためにも元の世界へ戻らないと。
ここでお前と出会ったのは偶然ではなかったのかもしれないな。私も友のために元の世界へ帰らねばならない。その友は表変して悪に染まってしまった。大事なもの
A companion of mine was quoted when Paramount stole something very dear to him.
私は友を撃たねばならない。
Must put this out to my friend who's not gonna
この
be.
手でそれをやらねばならない。悲しみの中でたどり着いた決意は私を動かしている。
友のため、それは俺様たちも同じだ。守らねばならない大切なものがある。だから共に元の世界へ帰ろう。俺様たちならできる。拳と拳で誓い合った兄弟だからな。
時は満ちた。
And that's gonna be the merciful form.
その姿は
思いを一つにした同志たち。その声で
Yeah, that's at the MM sensor.
私の決意は間違っていない。そう、すべてはそれぞれの友のために。今度こそ時空の牢石者を打ち通す。さあ、パラレルモンのもとへ行くぞ。
He looks ready to think so. I guess his torso. Actually, if you imagine him without his armor, he's basically all bone, like yeah, he's very skin, like you have to eat a bit more Omegamon. Also, despite the fact his one has wings, he stands on the ground when he's idle instead of floating. You know, I have to interpret this room as we just ran out of resources to make design actual room for him. Never mind. I think it's just recycled tiles again. Yes. Speaking of skinny, he and Merciful Mode are just like each other.
では、お前にはこの未来が見えたということか。
Just two skeletons in armor.
一人の人間がお前の作り出した空間を乗っ取った。友を祈る心がお前の想定を凌駕したのだ。未来は意志によって作られる。今、この瞬間から始まるのだ。
Hiroko does not look okay over there. She's under some kind of substance.
それぞれの正義に従って運命を切り開いてみせる。だからお前はここで朽ちるがいい。時の牢石者。
I was gonna say, is Paramon really just gonna be defend the boss again? Yes, just with different minions this time. Like before, I guess I have to kill them first, or else he'll heal them. Also, last time you at least started the thing where he had a Kuzuhamon was a data type. Now they're all virus. Stark Dramon and Tank Dramon. Oh, that's Stark Dramon, so it's at least nodding to the fact it can merge with a bunch of Leomon. But I think this is what should actually happen. Like, Leomon gets corrupted, turns into Chaosmon, and that's the final boss. That would be better than just being Paralemon again. Would actually be like poetic, because you spend this episode convincing the other bunches to help you. And then you have to fight the one who joined you first with the ones you recruited on the way. He's taunting, but Twilight's gonna attack him here. Oh, bunch of them also has taunt as a... and it didn't work. That's odd. And now I think the taunt is working. Eliminating the targets. I should keep debuffing him, not that he has a bunch of those purple eternal buffs. I mean, Paralemon. It is kind disappointing. And now that it's a pattern, I find you're going to fight in again the third DLC. And you can make the point that, well, maybe not everybody's going to play all 3 packs, so since Paramon is the main villain, we're having him on all 3 of them. So you will see him no matter which you choose. But still, I just talked about how you could have made the Chaos Dramon the final boss, and he's already in the base game. You don't even have the skills that they'd have to develop one more Digimon.
やるわエデンスジャベリン行くよラブユー
ダークロアケガスティックランス行くぞデジタライズ・オブ・ソウル
やるわエデンスジャベリン
行くぜダークロアダークロア
As between this fight having 3 enemies plus 3 guests, I feel like I interest here. Like most of the turns aren't mine.
行くよラブユー
I'm slowing down just so I can see Shelby's animation again. There's much at least I've thought about Ultimate Chaosmon since they bothered to put Dark Dramon in this fight. Just decided not to go with it. Even worse is that I think they might have dismissed Ultimate Chaosmon in favor of this new Omegamon because he's more popular.
やるわエデンスジャベリン
ピースファンタジ
ケガスティックランス
I think it's thanks to the Cross Arts buff that his stun attacks dealing next to no damage to him.
フラッシュマッチョダン
ありがとう
So he's running out of SP.
大丈夫
デジタライズ・オブ・ソウル
あーエデンスジャベリン
That's one minion down, but they still have so much health.
行くよラブユー
Oh, obliterating the target. Yeah, that gives me a debuff. Actually, he's less tanky than the other one, strangely enough.
ピースファンタジア
Wrong button as I meant to use the cross arts.
クロスアーツ発射あーエデンスジャベリン
行くよピースファンタジア
フラッシュマッチョストライバーキャノン
ありがとう
究極天神放流剣
Nice just doing. I hope you don't have that much health when I focus on dealing damage to Paramo.
ライズ・オブ・ソウル
That AoE melee attack you just used with the Glorious Flashes, I think Shackman used that before. But back then it was like a devastating attack on my party. And because of that I like flinch when I hear that sound effect again. This time it was much weaker. Like associate that effect with my party getting wiped out. Yeah, Bancho Lemon has a tanto, but the boss and the minions have been just ignoring it. That's a great animation for Omegamon. Like, I'm afraid that blows White's animations out of the water. He is weak to light, naturally. I don't like that so many of the elements are still like unknown to me. The fact that I made a Parallelmon for myself should have like unlocked all the info about his weaknesses. Without me having to experiment with each one. Are you gonna fighting as well? No. I mean, the animation is still nice, so I was just expecting Hiroko to jump in at the end. Digimon has done that before. With Sabers. Is this across countless words? You're infinite? I sure we'll see you again. Just have like a new form when you come back.
の世界の制御機構を操れる
Paralamon is like Team Rocket in this storyline. He just keeps coming back.
なんとかって頭の中で祈るくらいしかできないわよ。
これは出口？
ちょっとこれすごくない？私
I like the
この世
god
界
of
の
this
神
world.
様みたい。
もう崩れつつある世界だけどな。
あ、なんでなのよ。せめて
I
もっと
wish
動
I'd
画を撮
gotten
ら
more
なかった
content out of this.
お前たちと出会えたのは偶然ではない。
Honestly, me too. We are finishing the... I only halfway through this stream.
声を届けたい相手が私の世界にいるかわからないが
I decided to do this today. That's a later stream because last time I remember going overtime in the first DLC. So even though I've read that, this one was pretty short. I couldn't be sure.
これこそまさにコラボ。拳と拳でグータッチだ。
時空を超えて声を届けるというお前の願いが少しでも叶うといい。
In the end, we never even meet ignoring this one.
ありがとう。私本当は怖かったけど勇気を出してここに来てみんなに会えて本当によかった。みんな元の世界でも元気にね。もっと
Ah, wait,
い
they
るはずだ。
left and we were left behind. Where is the portal?
私たちもそろそろ行かなくちゃ。多分私がこっちで
And this one's for me and that one's for you. What if we mix them up? Like I go to your timeline, you go to mine.
ねえ、ゆうきさん。私、本当はここまでで何度も諦めかけたんだ。でも、いつも同じ姿が頭に浮かんで、折れかけた心を支えてくれた。どんな時も絶対に駆けつけてくれる。私が大好きだったアニメのヒーロー。祈りもきっと信じていると思う。あの子も大好きだったもの。エージェントアルファ、私たちのヒーロー、本当にありがとう、ゆうきさん。それじゃあね、いつかまたコラボ動画撮りましょう。
I'm not gonna leave a face selfie or anything. Okay. Paramount body in other timeline could start causing trouble again. Guess we know who's gonna be the next final boss of the next DLC. Yeah, that was it. And what can I say? The new Digimon are pretty cool. Like, there's several I have never seen before. Like, before the DLC started being announced. The content in itself is more of a letdown. Also, I'm looking up how to make a bunch of golem on the wiki, so I can do one now. For how well this game was received and sold, I presume it's weird that the DLC seems to be being made on a very tight budget. Because they add 5 mega Digimon Last Promise, but it's really just that. Because all the maps are recycled. This one barely had the like exploration segments compared to the last one. It's mostly just a boss rush. It's like here's how the new Digimon fight each of them. Fight parallel one again. And you're done. Oh, Megamon and that's obvious, but he really feels shoved in this story just because he's popular. He doesn't really fit with the bunches. So I need a Golemon. I don't think I have one. Now someone can evolve into Golemon. Or like cycle back to him. I think I did use all the fodder I had to level up other Digimon, so this is gonna be difficult. I need either a Gotsmon, like Goblimon, or Armadillomon. I should have this spare Angelomon sitting around. I think I can rotate until I can make it into a Golemon. Let's see. Actually, I think I can. I devolve to Shakomon, then I can split this one between Angemon and Ankylomon. I just do this to fill up the encyclopedia a bit. Now Ankylomon back to Armadillomon. And here's a bunch of Golemon. I have to make him a daring personality. And quickly before the next ad starts playing. Daring's all the way on the other side of the personality chart. This is gonna be a bit expensive. And now, thanks to all the discounts I get from matching his personality, I can already get a bunch of Golemon. And I think he's a Warp evolution, because Golemon is a champion. And the bunch of version is a Mega, so it is a Warp evolution. Now, doesn't he look like he could be like a pre-evolution for Grace Novamon? Or is that just me? He's a Virus Mega without Dark special skills, so that's nice. Similar body types and the same thing where they have fire in one half, ice on other. I mean, that's not how Greystone works, but still. But that's it for Digimon. Are you come back to this game again whenever the third DLC come out, since I already got the pack with all of them? I mostly holding out to whenever they announce a sequel to this, cause there has to be one, right? That's hopefully gonna be a lot more substantial. Ancient Mistimon. Oh, this one. He's that fortune teller from that one side quest. Now this was just over half of the stream. I still have a lot of time left. I decided that I'll now switch to Arknights because there's a lot of stuff I have to do. There's 2 events going on and I barely played either of them. Like today's probably not gonna be enough to finish, but I can at least make some progress on stream. So I'm going for that next. I'll take a short break now. I'll see you in a moment. Hi there. I must have been sitting with a terrible posture because I was so stiff when I got up. Like to the point it was painful when I started stretching. Oh no, I just closed this. And change it on Twitch. I haven't played Arknights ever since last year. Oh, it's actually sad, like, search the category. Arknights currently has 140 something viewers online. Enfield has 20,000 viewers. But funny enough, that's more viewers than Arknights usually gets. I guess that since Enfield just came out, the original game is getting a bit of a boost as well from the marketing. Also, I'm trying to toggle the music. I think it went no.
地上では耐えたとばかり思っていた者たちについて語りませんこと。わらわはロドスでそれらを目の当たりにいたしましたが、この大地には
I had to think about this because now that Enfield comes out not too long after I begin streaming Arknights, like not a year later, and now everybody's gonna stop caring about this game. But the amount of streams were paid to advertise the game. Good point. Nice. It's gonna see a sharp decline in viewership in a few months. That happens to every new game. At least for a while though, old Arknights, I guess that's what I have to call this one from now on. It's going to see a bit of popularity as well. It depends on 2 things. First off, people who play Enfield they don't like it. They might still be interested in the IP and decide to check out what the old game is like and prefer it over Enfield. This and people who want to play Enfield but can't run it on their devices. so they settle for the old one. And I only began doing the X stages yesterday. At least I have the squad set up already. Featuring Fukura the Onigiri girl this time.
別にいいけどついてこれない人は待たないから
Basically, people who don't like Infield might try this one. Yeah, now Arknights competes with itself, and the old game depends on people not liking the new game. To live on now.
漂う匂いが変わりつつある。
一歩も引かない 無事に帰ってこれたら勝ち足が崩れていくのは感じるやっぱ緊張する
Already leaked someone.
皆で勝利を迎えられる保証はないが、失敗の対価は
The field's quite optimized, while G has been running worse since the game engine update. I myself didn't notice it running worse, but I think I mostly play this on emulator nowadays, and I know that by emulating the game's already like not running as well as it could be, like optimally. So if it's worse now, it's in a way that's not really noticeable in your emulating, in a way. Like you're already used to the game running slightly worse than it would in all native hardware. There is a PC client coming up though. I have Haruka. I decided I was on the fence about getting her, but I have so much gacha fund and nobody that I want on the horizon, so I thought I might as well pull. I got her on I think 40 pulls and decided to stop while I was winning. So I still have like a lot of pulls, almost enough to spark twice. I have 500 something pulls. Cruz should stop this guy from taking off. I mean, if he takes off, she can stun him to get him back down. Next one is the Avemutka Diono from Bang Dream. I mean, the collab with Bang Dream. And really, I'm glad that I couldn't care less about Bang Dream, because otherwise you would go bankrupt in that event, because there is so many characters and skins at once. But now that I think about it, this is gonna be another, even if momentary surge of popularity for Arknights. Because what you learn from like visiting merch stores with gacha game merch is that what's really successful is all of the idol games. Arknights in the grand scheme of things is actually a fairly obscure game. Also, Cruz is dead, so that's a problem for the floating guys.
ちゃう前に
No, I depend on Typhoon charging her skill fast enough before this floating enemy starts to leak. My most main stack also an idle game, that's why it's so successful.
みっともねえな。私が本気を出せば、お前たちに降りかかる危険は今の日じゃない
It's just Mary two things that the Japanese audience goes crazy over: horse race and idols. I need someone else to take care of all the floating guys. I think of Linkus, maybe I can place her next to the one of the sword, and she can charge her skill faster if she's getting attacked. Yes, and deploying Typhoon faster. And I'll confess, I still don't know how these spheres work. I just know that they knock enemies on contact. Deployment limit on this stage is pretty small. Yeah, I can lose 5 operators. I found that, that's no good. I think this one is the problem. So Haruka, she is one of those units like a mountain who... She belongs to a generally pretty bad archetype, that's the Abshooter. But she gets to be good because she is essentially like cheating. The gimmick with Abjure is that they only heal when their skill is up. When their skill is down, they're normally pretty weak. But she solves that by just having an infinite skill. So she's just a good medic. Like, you make an archetype that has a big inherent flaw, then you make a strong unit in that archetype by just negating that flaw. Deployment without limit feature the fever mode, I didn't know that. I wonder if you use Hohyak's Tornado, it can stop the enemies are floating or spinning.
イズを受け出発するよ。隠密行動を心がけてね。子供たちの悲鳴が聞こえる。
They start spinning field shifting. I was aware of that. I just don't have any shifter on my squad.
私、目を大きく開けたままでいる努力はするから。絶好のチャンスだ。決断を下すときは冷静に。慌てて私の庭からとっとと出ていけ。背後の影には気をつけることね。アイドルのイメージ。子供たちの悲鳴が聞こえる。羽が濡れるのが嫌いだって言ったわよね。分かってるわ。今さら話し合おうだなんてちょっと遅すぎない？見逃してあげるなんて言ったかしら。それはノーカウントね。
I think you don't even bother blocking this stage since everybody can jump over you.
ここでは何も。どうせ死ぬなら道連れにしてやる。
This time I got to stop Typhoon from dying.
さっさと片付けるぞ。先に沈黙を破った臆病者。
I think that one up there is going to leak. Never mind, he went around.
指示は結構よ。一線を越えた
But
ら
that
どう
one
いう
will
末路にたどるのか考えもしてないみたいね。
I think if I had Texas with first second skill, I could stop him. Don't remember if she can hit
後のことは
floating enemies
任せ
with
て
that.
ちょうだい。私尻拭いに関しては経験豊富な方だから。
Yeah, stopping the first field stages would be easy.
どうやってお礼をするのかよく考えておいてね。
They take off, they reach a certain speed, so can't stop them from taking off if I use this cell binder.
Tatakaimo 明確な作戦目標だな。了解した。みんな、私はサボるからよろしく。私に続け。戦いを避けられないというのなら、私に自分の弱さから目をそらさない。
While I'm trying this again, I'd like to talk about a bit more about Inazuma 11, because that game is still on my head, as you could figure. Yes, we actually read at the beginning of the Victory Road manga, which is like very different from the story of the game. I knew it would be different, just not to this extent. Also, I have to use Kuros, and I was going to use Angelina. And Texas does work for knocking these enemies down. From in the manga, someone died. And I actually don't know what killed them.
じゃああの人たちはここに埋葬してあげましょう
In the manga, Umei's personality is like very different from the game. He's much more smug in that one.
砕け散れ決断を下す先に沈黙をやる
And the beginning of the plot is like much snappier in the manga. It starts off with the same three founders of the football club, so Umei, Kisoji, and Sakurazaki. First, there's a scene where Umei convinces Sakurazaki to join the club by having a football duel with him, where it's a penalty shoot with Umei as the goalkeeper. So that was the thing I talked about earlier, that in the manga Umei is briefly a goalkeeper. Then Sakurazaki, I think, hits him with the balls and he like collapses. That's how to reveal his heart condition in the manga.
今さら話し合おうだなんてちょっと遅すぎない
But he still wins the penalty shoot anyway.
苦境の中でこそ人は成長するそうでしょ
So Sakurazaki joins the club and then the manga like does a dramatic time skip. You have these three characters and then there's like one panel that says and then we went out and got a bunch of people to join us. It completely glosses over like Raika, Shisendo and everybody else. In the next panel we already have 11 members.
武器を撃つ鍛冶師はな
That's one manga chapter for what takes what 7 hours or so in the game.
一歩も引かない命令の死が崩れていくのを感じる
I think Raika specifically doesn't even speak in the first issue, she's just kinda there.
言葉だ
But I guess that happens when the author has so much little space to tell
私目を
a plot that's much more drawn out.
さっさと片付ければ楽になるもう声を出さないでねどっちだよここで分からせていいよずっと立っててね決断を先に沈黙をやるアイドルのイメージ人望を実現させたものがトップ M 君は気づいていない指示は
Maybe I can do this one without blocking as well.
ちょっと遅すぎないマグマは振り返ることなく前へ
And it's funny that then the first match against also, speaking of the first match, all this stuff with the baseball club never happens in the manga. Yagi just he just one of the random characters that joins the club at the end of the first chapter.
出撃アイドルのイメージ今そんなのどうでもいい
Then the first match against Nishinomiya is a bit of an inversion of how it goes in the game. First of all, it's a friendly match, not part of the tournament.
決断をつついてるの説に乱してはならない
And then I think the principal of Nishinomiya still calls for Haru and Ren to come help them, because I think just his ego, he wants to win, even with nothing at stake. But Haru and Ren run late, so Nagumohara is like stomping Nishinomiya to get a 10-goal lead over them. Then Haru arrives and he, in like 15 minutes, he scores 10 goals on Nagumohara to make up the difference and they end up drawing the game.
生殺の伊豆
Anyway, that manga is crazy and actually curious to read the rest to see
これここだよ命令
how much more this story is different.
私の体のなんだ1400度にもなんだよ
Uh,
なつまみじゃ小腹だって膨れねえよ。
More favor required to trigger Lux. Like, I don't think I used that anyway. I almost clicked because I didn't have enough block at the end. Bubbles are as powerful as one from JoJo Part 8. As someone who never watched any JoJo, I can't relate to that. I chose you, but I don't actually know what he does. I don't have him. This stage is called Bathhouse. Yeah, doesn't look like one. The last stage was called the skating ring, I think. Oh, that guy jumped over me. I think I took too long to deploy Cruz to stop him. But now I have no TP to deploy Stadia. What's more annoying about things that with several of these red mask enemies, it's started to tell them apart. Especially if there's so much clutter in the screen in this event, with these balls flying everywhere. Like, if the last stages of this require me to make precise use of these spears, I'm not going to be ready for it.
ぐに終わらせる。
いいよ、準備はできてるから。じゃああの人たちもここに埋葬してあげましょう。やっぱ緊張する。このキーウィップで心を打ち据えてあげる。分かってるわ。ここに立つの私の使命。さっさと片付けるぞ。今さら話し合おうだなんてちょっと遅すぎない？了解して。
This machine can one-shot draw characters, but I think only its first hit is stronger. At least it feels like it. That's why I placed down Psylocke as a sacrifice first.
今の戦略ってもう条件反射になってるのかな。すごい。
And there's gonna be more of them.
「ビビアのドロステとしてこのショッカと剣でも」私の明かりについてきてください。塩と海霧に飲まれないように。
These are not the punching machines. It's only this one is.
絶好のチャンスだ。決断をきっかけに沈黙を破ったから臆病なんだ。遺言の伝達。断る。指定の位置に向かう。ここに立つの私の使命。
We're about to deploy Psylocke to start with.
命令信号を実現させた者がトップ M に君は気づいていない。無事に帰ってこれたら勝ち。ここでは何が起きている。さっさと片付ければ楽に終わる。指定の位置に向かう。気配を感じたら
And I have to make these enemies jump early so they don't jump like over my objective point.
私の明かりが見えますか。ここです。これで静かになってきたよ。指定の位置に向かう。決断を下すときは冷静に。決断を先に沈黙。
God of Dex Outer Skill 3. I don't personally love her because I remember like when Texas was a new character, I mean the Outer one. It was that thing where all the difficult content is designed around having her. If you don't have her, you're kind of screwed. Now this happens with Wizard now. And I took a long time to get Texas, like way after she came out. I got there when I was playing for someone else. Forgot who it was. I saw this sphere going down here, I thought I was licking an enemy.
指示は結構。あなたを逃がすのという条件を提示してちょうだい。ないの？残念ね。遺言の伝達断る。指定の位置に向かう。気配を感じたら剣を一本。
I'm at risk of leaking
分かってるわ。
down here.
もう声を出さないでね。やっぱ緊張する。私の目を見なさい。
結果さえ伴うならちょっと苦労するのも悪くないね。
The Solving is a bunch of entertainment establishments. You go from a billiard hall to a skating ring, a bathhouse, a bowling alley. The next one will be an arcade. Or just wreaking havoc in an entertainment district.
派手にやる必要はない。ここにどちらが今回の殲滅
Yes, I mean they play you first.
想像したことある。友も故郷も二度と戻らなくなることを。どっちがここで分からせてやる。ここでは何も自然な説を生み出してはならない。私目を大きく開けたままでいる努力はするから。
If Viviana's skill has more range from the second use onwards, I could use her to hit enemies over here so they don't jump first.
イベントにたくさん出てくる。蒼白なバラ、蒼白な創生。
命令の運動を実現させたものが北総 M なの。君は気づいていない。気配を感じたら剣を抜きます。影に我の眼差しが真実を暴く。私も寮の足を
イベントにたくさん出てきたけど、
旗の沈黙を破った臆病者。これで静かになってくれる。じゃあ、あの人たちはここに埋葬してあげましょう。
I forgot to place Leon down here.
生殺の
That was going to be elite.
遺言の伝達断る。
私はショックなき夜にとどまりなさい。
分かってるよ。今さら話し合おうだなんてちょっと遅すぎない？
私はこの沈黙に耳を傾けたいのです。頑張れ私。もう声を出さないでね。
指示は結構よ。
And I think it's only somebody who's have to come on the lower lane.
悪くない場所だ。気配を感じたら剣を抜きます。 スの矢が放たれるたびにサーミの雪が真っ黒に染まるまでの意味
I actually felt easier than the normal version.
さあすぐに出発してなるべく早く戻ってきましょう
No, that's the mid boss.
ここにリラックスリラックス
I recall this was only gonna be annoying. I don't remember what they actually do. But they turn into enemies when a ball hits them.
想像したことある友も故郷も二度と戻らなくなることを
狙いを定めました
家の中イベントにたくさん出てきたけどこんなカオス見たことないよ
影に踏み
Conveniently, I really can't hit the lower lane here. Make you shoot the search skill.
希望を実現させた者がショックなき夜にとどまりなさい
どっちだろうここで分からせて
The random enemies in this event are more frequent than the bosses. I don't... Not even sure what she does, because whenever I played against her in the normal stages, she died before she could do anything.
こんなカオス見たことないよ
これで静かになってくれるよ
Back in Near Light, I think the event where Viviana shows up as a boss, the first stage she shows up in. I think she's stands still for a long time, so I just spawn killed her with Schwarz. And I was just wondering who was that.
私の赤我が刃に海を切り裂く
このキーリップで子供たちの悲鳴が聞こえる
ロックはもう解けたよ頼みをなくついてるの説理
Same thing with this one, she's not doing anything. And I didn't even like rush to kill her, I used Typhon's slowest skill.
慌てなくて
Should kill her much earlier with the skill 3.
心がバラバラになっちゃう前に背後の盾には気をつけるから今さら話し合おうだなんてちょっと遅すぎない生殺の木伊豆くんぞよく行使し相譲らん
私の両に集する
返してロックはもう解けた私の体の内部1400度にもなんだよ
So I'm in danger. The lower lane. But certainly just enough to kill them.
あロックはもう解けたよここでは何も起きて綺麗に片付いたわねこれなら誰も彼らの痕跡を見つけられないでしょう
Pass it twice. After several attacks, the next one starts with high damage. Just... yeah, so just stay playing melee units. You'll see here in the first episode of the main plot. But now that I know, I can just spawn kill her, I can do it more efficiently.
急げ武器と道具は全部持ったか
頭数は二の次だ。
I was looking for a Kyubai, but I guess I have to bring my own.
ちょうど剣を研いだところです。
さあ、すぐに出発して、なるべく早く戻ってきましょう。一歩も吹かない。戦いを避けられないというなら、私も自分の弱さで目をそらさない。命令を想像したことある。友も故郷も二度と戻らなくなることを。
Let's take what worked last time. So if I place Saruka here, she want to reach the unit I'll place below Sailor.
マグマは振り返ることなく前へ。
実際の戦場であれば解決するのはかえって楽だ。
私の我が心の判決。
楽器が隠せていないぞ。
命令の都市が崩れていくのを感じる。絶好のチャンス。
心は手加減はできない。ごめん。
背後の糧には気をつけること。我の強化の邪悪を払う。生殺の木。前のこのやつ。
手加減はできない。ごめん。
命令を。遺言の伝説。甘酸っぱい虹には金色の日差しをたっぷりまぶして。指示は結構。一線を越えたらどういう末路をたどるのか考えも。
手加減はできない。ごめん。
Right, Neon's gone. This is somewhere we can deploy them for free, but they vanish later. Like, I actually wish you could disable that because it just throws me off. Doesn't really feel like a benefit. So I should bring a cheaper defender just in case Neon vanishes and I have to replace her quickly. Okay, that of the only unit with the highest CP cost. Well, I did that, but then she disappeared when I actually needed her. There I deployed her normally, so she shouldn't disappear after the buff.
命令を。
私に出会ったのが運の尽きた。
決断を下すときは冷静に。
さっさと片付ければ楽になる。
私にやるってか。
I keep forget I have to play someone on the way of those
これは最後
jumping
の
enemies.
忠告です。
私にやるってか。
私は韻にこだわる必要はありません。使用
And
済
I
み
clicked again.
こうなったら一か八か。ドクター、私が追っ手を相手する。
Maybe instead of Neon should use another Lord so I can kill the jumping guys before they get to me. Actually, Nymph could work instead of her. I think.
道中で気力を使いすぎないように。
一歩も吹かない。
ルールを破った人間は見せしめにしてやらないとね。
子供たちの悲鳴が聞こえる。
気配を感じたら剣を抜きます。
剣は懺悔すべき相手が違うぞ。
マグマは振り返ることなく前へ。私の我が心の拍手が崩れていくのを感じる。やっぱ緊張する。
懺悔すべき相手が違うぞ。
私
Only probably if Nymph prioritizes hitting the machines instead of the enemies when they come up.
心は雑気が隠せていないぞ。
このキーリップで心を打ち据えてあげる。
She does aim for them, but looks like they're immune to
ここ
fear.
で影に我が刃に海を。子供たちの悲鳴が聞こえる。前はこの世を手ぶつかにしてやる。
剣は懺悔すべき相手が違うぞ。
じゃあ爽やかなそよ風はパチパチ泡立つソーダに注いで。私の目を見なさい。私の我が刃に海を切り裂く。分かってるわ。砕け散れ。
手加減はできない。ごめん。
命令を。
去りなさい。これは最後の忠告です。
Don't have the boss.
返して。心がバラバラになっちゃう前に。頼みは何だ。
心はこれが貴様らが悪事を働く理由か。
私の目を見なさい。
Yeah, just using Nymph is much better than trying to block that enemy. So far, this has been fairly like a block less friendly event, and there was one more I thought it was over.
私に出会ったのが運の尽きた。
行くよ。
蒼白なバラ、蒼白な創生。 私に指図するこれかもな。
私の矢が放たれるたびにサーミの雪が真っ黒に染まるまでの意味がわずかに生まれるだろう。
Next red, one of the fun places. This one is just called Upon Your Era. I see enemies lining up in condition to want to use shards, but I don't think she'll be that good in this one. As invisibility and disguise as a whole.
一歩も吹かない。ここでは何も起きていない。命令を想像したことある。友も故郷も二度と戻らなくなることを。
絶好のチャンスだ。決断を下す私の庭からとっとと出ていけ。
She is back and my Doses was like to stand still. I don't think she actually wants to do this. This map took a couple times to get it right. I think there's a noob trap, like they expect me to activate these two machines here, but then they will spawn that enemy that comes from this source. So I have to wait until you're ready, I think.
私に出会ったのが運の尽きだ。指定の位置に向かう。気配を感じたら剣を抜きます。命令の獅子が崩れていくのを感じる。我が刃に弓を切り裂く。遺言の伝達断る。背後の盾には気をつけることね。指定の位置に向かう。
If I bunch up these enemies keep coming from this side, I might just use Nymph again. She worked last time.
分かってるわ。今さら話し合おうだなんてちょっと遅すぎない？行くよ。
For one hit, she Link will not kill that one in time.
ドクター、今回は私がここを守るから、早くみんなを連れて逃げて。
If I use a unit that's not a pusher but has a pushing effect on one attack, that could work well in that spot. I don't think I have anybody like that leveled up. There's someone who stuns with a melee attack, but again, I don't think I have anybody. Never mind, I have Pepe. Just so she deals enough damage.
ちかな。ほら、パレードがやってくるよ。
ここに立つのが私の使命。私に出会ったのが運の尽きた。想像したことある？友も故郷も二度と戻らなくなることを。
どっちがいいのかここで分からせてやる。決断を自然な摂理を乱してはならない。
武器なら目の前にあるでしょ。何を待ってるの。ショーの頂点。この夜を
死が崩れていくのを感じる。
やっぱ緊張する。私の目を見なさい。ロープゆっくりだよ。下の器物は気をつけないといけないんだから。
I think I need healing, which might turn out to come fast enough.
こいつがお家に戻ってきたよ。引き返して心がバラバラになっちゃう前に。
準備完了。これで静かになってくれる。命令を。
And I gonna have a problem with deployment, so I should have brought a healer defender.
君は気づいていない。
いいか、手を離しなよ。君ごときは汚していい品じゃないんだ。
But they have to be pushed to stop spinning. I thought Stony would also work.
頼みは私の庭からとっとと出ていけ。行くよ。言われなくても分かる。俺かもな。
At least Stony stops him from dealing damage.
命令を。子供たちの悲鳴が聞こえる。
引き返して心がバラバラになっちゃう前に。言われなくても分かってる。私目を大きく開けたままでいる。
生殺の木、伊豆くんぞよく行使し相譲らん。
I wasn't counting on the enemies switching sides now. This one is coming from the left and this one from the right. I'm gonna need the Joe Nymphs.
この睡蓮の紋章を君の顔に刻んであげるよ。
指定の位置に向かう。
マグマは振り返ることなく前へ。
悪くない場所だ。
裏切りってこれ刀じゃない。マリア、うりゃー。
言われなくても分かって死ね。これで静かになってくれる。
私の体の内部1400度にもなんだよ。
気配を感じたら剣を抜きます。
剣は懺悔すべき相手が違うぞ。
ここに立つのが私の使命。
みんなが僕らを見てるよ。
Done it, but I'm worried about the challenge mode.
こんなつまみじゃ小腹だって膨れねえよ。
Paper worked surprisingly well. My main problem was the lack of deployment slots. So I need to bring as many multitasking characters as I can. It should be first medic defenders.
お前の采配に対して私にも意見する権利がある。
I'm not sure Typhon was that essential. She hits 2 enemies at once with her skill too, but they're always crowding around in these stages. Gold Eagle might do the same thing better.
本当に私なんかを前線に出していいんですか？
Maybe Naruto, yeah, she is usually good in like block class setups. As long as the enemies don't have a high defense. I remember now that I spent the original on the collab skin for Myrtle, and I haven't used her since then, because I always go for Psylocke instead.
そろそろ行こうか。ずっとうじうじしててもしょうがないもんね。一歩も吹かない。想像したことある。友も故郷も二度と戻らなくなることを。進め。意志を言語にするは規律。 今こそ皆さんをお助けする時です。邪悪を壊滅しうるは勇猛さ。
I skipped this game, maybe I should have a Sour. I kinda got FOMOed into buying it, because I might never come back again. But I'm not using Myrtle either way.
生命を救済しうるは美しい。 やっぱ緊張する。そんなにコソコソしなくていいよ。みんなに秘密が中だ。ロックはもう解けたよ。ドキドキします。
強化しろ。
Now this one I should try to hit him with Q by before he reaches me.
今日はもうじき終焉だけど、君たちはまだ
殺気が隠せていないと。
想像したことある。友も故郷も二度と戻らなくなることを。あ、返して。心が返して。心がバラバラになっちゃう前に。命令を。行くよ。 言われなくても分かっている。敵も逃げられると思うな。言われなくても分かってる。
We might see what the boss's attacks look like in the final stage of this, but not today.
手加減はできない。ごめん。
私の目を見なさい。
Alright, there's a detail about Myrtle's new skin that also pushed me to get it. I can show it later.
これで静かになってくれる。さっさと片付ければ楽に終わる。あ、返して。心がバラバラになっちゃう前に。ブムがみんなを守る。あ、私。
いない。ショッキン。
もう解けたよ。私の目を見なさい。
行くよ。手加減はできない。
おしね。
諦めるな。
返して心がバラバラになっちゃう前に。おいしいもの食べよう。
Yeah, Lapland summons are easy chasing after the ball, which I guess is fitting. They are dogs.
返して心がバラバラになっちゃう前に。
幻覚といか。
返して心がバラバラになっちゃう前に。すぐにやらせて。
強化しろ。私に何が一番怖い？さっさと片付ければ楽には。強化しろ。
I think I'm licking down here.
ビクトリアのガンタイ
Sadly.
プ、このキーウィップで心を打ち据えてあげる。
懺悔すべき相手が違うぞ。行くよ。すぐに終わる。
言われなくても敵も逃げられると思うな。私一歩も引かない。
諦めるな。
私に指図するな。何を片付ければいい。
諦めるな。
Wait, I'm so close.
私が行こう。
頑張ります。
You know, I'm conscious that I've never... In all my time stream, I've never cursed on stream. You don't know how much I just held myself back from doing that now. Know what? I'm not even trying again. Let's move on to the next one.
一歩も深い。奴らが今回の殲滅対象か。信号を実現させた者が北総 M のに君は気づいていない。
幻覚と威嚇。これも戦術よ。私に出会ったのがそうはもうじき。
I should have brought the bagpipe to this one as well.
何か待ってるのかな。指定の位置に向かう。さっさと片付ければ楽に終わる。水を重く草引くし。
想像したことある。友も故郷も二度と戻らなくなることを。
遺言の伝達。心は懺悔すべき相手が違うぞ。
友達の悲鳴が。
Oh, this time I can't kill the boss with Sweater.
心は手加減はできない。
I think Schwartz could do it.
さっさと片付ければ楽に終わる。私に考えがある。
グムがみんなを守る。
ショーどうしようかな。君の正体すぐに分かっちゃったんだけど。
頑張れ私。返して心が。返して心がバラバラになっちゃう前に。信号を実現させた者が北総 M に君は気づいていない。みんなお腹すいた。
準備完了。害虫だ。
私に指図するしね。この睡蓮の紋章を君の顔に刻んであげるよ。
強化し
And this was a cakewalk.
はいおしまい。一杯飲みに行こうか。テキサスはどこかな。
Mew has increased attack and HP, so don't really make a difference.
「私の指示に従ってください」。
神々に祈りを捧げておいたよ。神は私に吉兆をくださった。今回はきっといい発見ができるはずだ。
I think she's going to stop over here.
逃がしはしません。
無事に生命を救済しうるは慈しみ。命令は子供たちの悲鳴が聞こえる。頑張ります。準備完了。グムがみんなを守る。やいぎりってこれ刀じゃない。まあいいや。
今日はもうじき終焉だけど、君たちはまだ何か待ってるのかな。
生命を救済しうるは慈しみ。まあまあ急がないよ。先に伸びをさせてよ。ホワイトのシラフだね。そんなものまで盗もうなんて。
Say, they can all think Lapland's AoE will take care of it.
私に本当にできるかな。
ショーの見どころはこれからなのに。
悪くない場所だ。
はい、発砲の的です。
レーバティイベントにたくさん出てきたけど、こんなカオス見たことないよ。グムの特製料理だよ。みんなお腹すいた？
Now I think that the Phantom would help a lot against this enemy because she can basically stop him from spinning. I just deploy on top of him.
元気出して。
お役に立てていますよ。
やっぱ緊張。ドックはもうかけたよ。おいしいもの食べよう。もしかちょっとね、今さら逃げようったって遅いよ。
私に出会ったのが運が尽きた。
Even with buff stats, she's struggling to kill a fast redeploy.
お役に立てていますよ。ドクター、さあ戻りましょう。
And this is gonna be the final EX boss. After this, I still haven't done the S stages either. There is not too much time left to stream, but I'll take a short break now. I certainly need one after this. And I'll see you in a moment. Hi there. I'll try and at least finish this one today. Funny how I'm not even worried about the bosses. It's all gonna be about all the common minions.
別にいいけどついてこれない人は持たないか。
義には必ずや解あり。あまねく規則は必ず解きほぐせるものである。
Is this boss in a long time? I think it's a apparent that these celebration like anniversary events are easier than the rest.
一歩も引かない。
And I bet that's because that's when they often have an influx of new players, so that's together to them.
命令を都市が崩れていくのを感じる。
I had to wait for the last stage, but I can finally use Fukura for a bit. That's her name, right?
なんてあるの？フムがみんなを守る。フムの特製料理だよ。無事に帰ってこれたら勝ち。美味しいもの食べよう。 子供たちの悲鳴が聞こえる。狙いは赤い行為は嫌いなんだけど。
That her skills up. When you use your normal skin, a like phoenix shape shows up in her explosion. Imagine it's an onigiri instead. A big flaming onigiri.
こんなカオス見たことないよ。元気出して。
次草
行くよ。私に指図するな。一匹も逃げられると思うな。
剣は承知殺気が隠せていないぞ。
想像したことある。友も故郷も二度と戻らなくなることを。
美味しいもの食べよう。
I also had to mute myself for a second because there was some noise outside. I think the mic would have picked up. Should be gone by now. That was weird.
私に指図
And I think I just killed the boss here. But maybe he comes back.
今からイベントにたくさん出てきたけど、こんなカオス見たことない。
No, he didn't die. He just moved past Surtur.
想像したことある。友も故郷も二度と戻らなくなることを。
みんなが僕らを見てるよ。
心は自由に飛べる。
我が軍を発する。
剣は懺悔すべき相手が違うぞ。これが何が起きた。
定の位置に向かう。
バンカが聞こえる。バンカが境を果てる印。終焉の
おいしいもの食べよう。言われなくても分かってる。
Wait, 1 second, he was here, and I placed Surtur to hit him, now he's up here. I didn't realize that the Goldigos Infinite skill would come already charged, that's nice.
心は手加減はできない。ごめん。いいなよ、ザーラ。行くよ。
But I don't think I can kill him now if he's unblockable.
私に指してエヴァティ
バンカが白明に輝く星。
これが貴様らが悪事を働く理由か。
Especially if he teleports.
剣は小中に手加減はできない。ごめん。
They using that Titan kill Fiametta, or was it the boss? No, he's gone, but he took half my squad with him. Nice. Mio didn't show up in this stage at all. I think she got fired.
はいおしまい。一杯飲みに行こうか。テキサスはどこかな。
Zan cost increased. I'm worried because they'll probably have boosted stats in this challenge mode and I just barely stopped the boss from leaking. They found out she just go out and get yourself hurt to look like she did something, but she was just idling. If he's blocked, he moves to a next checkpoint. So I think just using insert have to try to kill him in block class. Lane wins decent against bosses like this, but not if he moves around so much.
派手にやる必要はない。一歩も引かない。準備完了。子供たちの悲鳴が聞こえる。
Haruka the other way, because placing here was a problem to have attacking range units in the same time. Like they couldn't reach around the gun.
情報とともに意志を堅固にするは規律。
I think where she's standing now is where I placed Fukura last time. To be a slight up.
景色を楽しむ余裕なんてあるの？運動を実現させたものが特殊 M に君は気づいていない。
我が弦を発する。
生命を救済しうる美しい。悪くない。生命を救済し、私の前で
革命に輝く星。地の命令。
レーバティ出撃前のどうせ死ぬなら道連れにしてやる。これで静かになってくれ。
Also, Nymph had to be on this side to stop these enemies. I struggle with the deployment limit again. I guess can remove Fukura by this point. The machines are gone already. I think of people just tuning today wondering why I'm calling this character Fukura. Oh, the best I had a way to slow him down also. start taking it more hits. Got his face shield to trigger much earlier, at least. But the rest of his stuff is gonna be a problem, no?
出撃前の最終調整。深呼吸。吸って吸って。
つゆ重く草引くし何やらおかしい。
私。
バンカが聞こえる。
剣は雑気が隠せていないぞ。
Is he staying still? I just stun locking him with like Kyobind Lockband.
ほうなでる
ロックはもう解けたよ。
いない諸君、この夜を裏切ることなかれ。
前に進むぞ。
In either case, he must not be blocked, and these Bomberman bombs don't really help with damage.
諦めるな。私が行こう。
So after attacking with Surter without blocking, I'm actually gonna have to place her on this side, and after extra range hit all the way over here.
ロックはもう解けたよ。私に指図する。レーバティを合わせて。
Nice, it worked.
私に指図するな。遺言の伝達。断る。
I mean, he died fast enough that I didn't even have to place her on this side, but still cool.
革命に輝く星。真の英明。
Nice, I think this is the first time I clear on the X8 challenge mode on stream. I usually get stuck on those. Right at the end too. I guess I had another nemesis this time. It was stage 6, which I had to take care of later, and I don't have time to get into the S stages. This went well, and by the time I stream again, so sadly I want to be able to stream more of it. Aesthetically, I think it's really cool. Like, took really long to have an actual Higashi event. I know we had the Monster Hunter one before, but being a collab makes it to like I don't know, because I had to focus on Monster Hunter, I don't get to see that much of the like original stuff from actual Arknights. Anyway, I like it aesthetically, not the gimmicks get a bit annoying, as we saw today. So detached from the other, right, that was the like somebody was looking for. And I got Haruka from the... I was gonna say Hakura because I still think of Fukura. Haruka from the banner. Who I see today is a very powerful healer. And sure, I'm gonna use her a lot of EFK clears. But that's going to be all for today. No, I finished Inazuma 11 yesterday. I played the Digimon DLC today, so at last it's time to get to a new game next week. I had said before that I had plans to play Octopath Traveler 0 next, but I was hesitating because I read about the game being like very long. And if I swing it like without being a full-time streamer, who knows how long it takes to beat. But I'm reconsidering it. I'm thinking about trying it anyway. If it turns out to be that long, maybe I could like split the playthrough, like play one arc of the story, then play some other shorter game, then come back to it. If it doesn't like break the pace too much. In either case, I'm not starting it next week. I will play a Metroidvania that I had on my list for a while. That should take only a couple streams, at most like 3 to beat. And so this will be what's in store for next week. After that I start... I'll think about Octopath Zero, if not that, then probably another RPG. I mean, if I end up really liking Octopath Zero, then I don't mind it being really long. I also find someone to raid, just have to do another thing first. Remember spending the event currency of the expire as well, right? I was forgetting to do that. And also about Octopath being too long, I could just pause it a bit to play the Arknights, or maybe even Inazuma 11 if I have reasons to revisit it. As I know who I'm going to raid, it's just that I think she accidentally had the accepting rates thing turned off, so I'm waiting for her to turn it on. Let's see if I can do it now. Right, it worked. I'm raiding a friend of mine, she's playing Fantasy Life 5. Had plenty of fun today. Hope to see you next week. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Kira. And have a good night.